You know what's great about hitting rock bottom? There's only one way left to go, and that's up!
Illumination, the studio responsible for introducing us to the pop culture phenomenon of the Minions back in their first animated movie release, Despicable Me in 2010, has consolidated as one of the leading companies in animation right now next to Disney's Pixar and DreamWorks, and they have earned their success by releasing more and more original movies since then. One of them is 2016's Sing, a heartwarming film about ordinary people, or should we say, ordinary anthropomorphic animals that follow their dreams of becoming stars instead of letting their amazing singing skills go to waste. Come with us to check some tiny secrets you missed in Sing.
I am not singing this.
What's not to like? You're a female and you're a teenager. This song was made for you.
We practically assist the story from Buster Moon's perspective, and this is not a coincidence at all since he is the producer of the show. The filmmakers wanted to showcase a story that talked to the audience from a producer's point of view. They wanted us to see everything that's implied on the production work assisted with show business, from the hardships of everyday struggle to the wonder of discovering new talents and earning the glamour of success and recognition. And there is no shortage of hardships when it comes to Buster's journey. We start with a view of the life of a struggling producer who literally lives in his desk, with an outstanding metaphor for a guy who barely leaves his workspace in hopes of building a better future. You see, Buster has seen better days when his theater was brand new and big-name stars like Nana Noodleman graced the stage with her voice and presence. But those days are long gone and difficulties come in many forms. His friend Eddie, who happens to be Nana's grandson, gives him the advice of selling his theater to collect some decent money and do something else with his life. But Buster, with a capital of less than $100 and high on hopes, has a different vision. He tells Eddie about the metal bucket he keeps in his office. No, not the one he uses for the roof leak, the other one. It was his father's working tool which he used to wash cars for more than 30 years to allow Buster to purchase Moon Theater and live his dream. It's not only about fighting for his wishes, but about honoring his father's legacy and sacrifice. Don't tell us this isn't one of those tiny details which convey one hell of an emotional ride.
Wow. You wrote that?
Wait, the pig what? Come on, it was a joke. Well, maybe it was a bit of a complex joke, but let me explain it. A Rube Goldberg machine is one of those hyper-complicated contraptions we see characters do all the time in cartoons and movies. You know, those chain reaction type machines designed to perform tasks automatically in an overly complicated way. Now you see it, huh? The Pig Goldberg machine is what we call this crazy thing Rosita builds in our house to replace herself and buy herself some time to attend Moon's audition and posterior rehearsals. The fact that this ludicrous plan actually works actually tells us a lot about Rosita's life and relationship status after becoming the mother of 25 piglets that took her life and her marriage by storm. It's evident that between this enormous responsibility of looking after so many kids and having a workaholic and absent-minded husband who barely exists at his own home and can't even remember where he parked his car, Rosita's totally exhausted and practically alone in a marriage that lost all its passion. The good thing is it totally changes when she hits the stage like a total diva, making her husband realize he wasn't really seeing her and reigniting the flame in their marriage, as the movie shows us that in one scene where he goes upstage and gives her an inspired kiss. Isn't it amazing how a tiny detail can serve as a plot device that tells us so much about a character? That's why we love movies. Oh, and we just hope this whole situation doesn't end up with a pig couple having more kids. She totally needs a break.
And Mina, last chance kid, you wanna join these guys out there today?
I would. I just get so scared.
Sure you do. All right, but you know how to get over that, right?
These little cuties, get it? Cuties, from the energetic J-pop all-female quintet of Red Pandas who auditioned for Buster's singing competition with a performance of the song Kira Kira Killer by Japanese model and singer and blogger, of whom they seem to be loyal fans. We hear more of her songs playing in a pink boombox they carry through the rest of the movie. These girls weren't everyone's cup of tea, but only in the movie. We see them get rejected by Moon, but this won't stop them from coming back again and again and from this side of the screen, we can't get enough of them. They don't understand English, so they seem oblivious to the fact that they are being dismissed every time they show up. Ironically, when Buster realizes he's short on acts, he wants them on his show. But communication with them is absolutely impossible, so Buster tries to translate his invitation to Japanese to make him stay. But he commits horrible pronunciation mistakes and apparently says something awful that offends them all and makes them leave. After a thorough online investigation, we found that Moon told them, "Your routine is horrible, your footwork stinks like feet." No wonder why he earned that slap in the face.
Well, where'd you hide the money?
Where were you?
The rest of the main characters have their own interesting personal arcs that make this story more interesting and tell us things beyond the simple premise of all of the singing and performing. Every character is designed to shine in their own way. Even the song they sing in their final performance is representative of their journey. Johnny comes back from this dark family business of bank robbers and he clearly isn't comfortable with it, nor good at it. But he does it only to fulfill his father's expectations. And when Johnny shows his true colors and follows his dream, his father practically disowns him. But in the end, he feels proud of him and even escapes from prison only to let him know that. Oh, and did you notice how the Gorilla Gang wear tiny masks that resemble Snowball's face from The Secret Life of Pets? That's hilarious.
Cheesy pop's not exactly my style.
Style. I'm glad you brought that up. Now let's see.
Ash's story is simple, yet powerful. A girl who's in the band with her egotistical boyfriend who doesn't let her shine or write or even sing the main lines in her song and always makes her feel second class. When she finds out this guy's singing with another girl, you get a more adult and less subtle interpretation out of this. He dumps him and follows her dreams and finds herself. In her final performance, she even sings this powerful song she wrote all by herself, proving she didn't need that guy holding her back. And finally, Mike did it. Mike's way. Yeah, another simple story that shows us how this loner and cynic guy understands that even doing things his way, he can establish meaningful relationships in which he doesn't hurt anyone. We still think he didn't quite get what he deserved, but hey, his final song says it all. His rendition of Frank Sinatra's My Way is truly spectacular.
Had a voice like Nina's, I'd be a superstar by now. Just singing!
Unexpected, we know, but there are several references to Back to the Future trilogy from the late 80s in the movie. Maybe the filmmakers are fans of the trilogy and thought it would be a cool gesture to pay homage to it by including some similar scenes and direct callbacks in here. Sing and Back to the Future trilogy are distributed by Universal. Let's start with the first minutes of the film where we see Johnny leaving his father's garage riding a skateboard, mimicking the first Back to the Future beginning where we see Marty leaving Doc's warehouse on a skateboard. Fast forward to Johnny again, this time in the scene where he hides from the cops in an alley wearing his black leather jacket and talking over a walkie-talkie, which is really similar but not identical to this scene in Back to the Future 2. Johnny's only missing Marty's hat in this one. Now, let's go to Buster. When his billing crisis reaches its peak and they cut the theater's electricity, he tries to steal power from somewhere else using an electric extension cord. But the cables don't reach each other, creating a funny callback to Doc's situation as he tries to channel the lightning bolt's power from the top of the clock power into the DeLorean. And if you look closely, the theater also has a round clock like the Back to the Future. So we guess the reference comes full circle. Finally, the funnier one is on Ash's hand. When she leaves a pop style behind in her final performance, she gets carried away with her guitar solo and slides across the stage with her eyes closed in the typical rock star fashion. When she opens her eyes, the crowd is stunned and dead quiet, just like the most iconic scene in the Back to the Future 2, where Marty retroactively invents rock and roll. Nice reference for all of us movie buffs.
Rockstar!
Moon, you've got some stuck here.
Did you catch all the details behind the performers' lives and saying? Have you watched Back to the Future? You can do it if you want to catch those pop culture references they included in the movie. Well, that's all for today's video. Check the rest of our amazing content about your favorite movies, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn your notifications on by hitting that little bell if you want to keep receiving awesome content like this.
What? Come on, make your wish.
Ow! Wish you join a choir, a local band or something.
I tried.
Hey,